What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Wes Björnsson here, representing Country Crush. Welcome to the group where we talk about arm wrestling, powerlifting, and strongman. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? We've got a very interesting topic that I'm particularly excited about to talk about today. But before we launch into all that nonsense, my mustache is killing me. I have a very exciting announcement for me personally, and that is your boy got merch. I finally have t-shirt designs, and I wanted to wait until I had 10 solid designs that I was super proud of. So I've got artists still working on quite a few more designs. There are designs coming that look very serious and badass, and I imagine the older generation will enjoy. And then there are images that make you look like a fucking idiot, and those will be the shirts that I wear. All you gotta do is head over to teespring.com, check out the Grip store, and give me your money. Okay guys, that's enough shitty promotion. Let's launch into the real subject of today's video, and that is personal ranking in arm wrestling. Okay, so before I even explain what I'm talking about, I'm going to explain to you why we need it, right? So personal ranking, and in this context I'm talking about like a belt system ranking, gives the sport a lot of shit, right? It gives us legitimacy, as seen from people outside the scene, and it gives us a personal motivation to kind of reach for the next goal. It also gives us a clear-cut path to reach that goal, right? Now, I know this is confusing because you don't yet understand what I'm talking about, but I'm talking about implementing a belt system in arm wrestling. Now, I'm calling it a belt system, we're going to call it a belt system, but nobody's expecting you to wear belts to tournaments or belts in practice or whatever. The way we're going to display rank in the system is chevrons over the right shoulder, like on the just above the sleeve, right? Once you hit red belt, you get an instructor patch. Once you hit black belt, you get a black belt club patch and an instructor patch if you haven't already got your instructor patch. So now that you guys understand completely what I'm talking about, why do we need this? I dedicate a lot of my life, a lot of my free time to arm wrestling. I think about it a lot, I train for it a lot, and I know that there are people out there, many, many people, who give even more of their life to this sport. The sad truth is those people will never be able to live off the thing they care about. They will never be able to make a living doing what they love. It's sad, and but it's real. It's just a fact in the current model of arm wrestling. Now, for those of you that didn't know, I used to own a karate school in Granbury, Texas called the Dragon Forge Kempo Karate. It was a really life-molding experience, and I learned a lot about what martial arts is, and that was the eventual path that led to me falling in love with arm wrestling. The reason I'm bringing that up is when you are a karate teacher, when you own a karate school, what you're selling is belts. That's what keeps the kids coming back. That's what keeps the parents paying for the kids. That's what keeps adults coming back. Those belts are physical motivation. I was a 20-year-old man when I got this. It's still on my fucking wall right here. It means something, right? It gives you a definitive placement. This is where you are at without question. In arm wrestling, there is no such thing. But if we implemented the belt system, what would that do? That would let people who dedicate their lives to the sport finally live off the sport. Now, granted, this is going to take a decade. This is going to take 5 or 10 years. But I truly believe that this could work. And finally let arm wrestlers start living off of their passion. I know that as a 30-year-old man right now, that if Devin Larrett opened a school and charged $35 a month to come and train at that gym and learn specifically from him, and he's got all the equipment in-house to be a better arm wrestler, that I would absolutely do it. And I think that is true for probably 90% of the arm wrestling community. $35 a month, 45, 55, this is nothing. You probably spend that anyway, just on gym fees and fucking chalk and straps, and this is focusing all that to one guy, right? This would allow people to do that, and I'm telling you guys, if everybody got behind it, it would change the sport. Not only is it bringing in the new generation of kids, it's bringing in outside forces, outside adults that want to be a part of it. That black belt, man, I'm telling you, the black belt is like, the black belt in the mind of people is worth a ton of money, right? And by the way, Wes Björnsson is not making a penny off of any of this. I will happily send you all the materials that you need to start for free. If you want to implement this onto your team. I'm not going to see a profit from any of this. I don't want a profit from any of this. I just kind of want people who dedicate their lives to be able to make a living. That sounds fair to me. You know what I mean? So we've covered the what I'm talking about. We've covered the why I'm talking about it. The what is implementing the belt system. The why, physical motivation, and the ability to sell to parents when they bring kids in. We can open our own arm wrestling dojos. How does that not sound fucking amazing to everybody involved in the sport? You could be making... I'm telling you guys, when I had my karate school, it was open for 3 years before I sold it, and at the very end, I was making $60,000 a year. Now, I'm telling you, with 10 years of hard work and implementation of this, that's very doable. There are schools that make way fucking more than that. And you will be giving the next generation of arm wrestlers the chance to be great, you know what I mean? So, like, not only from a financial standpoint is this going to be a good thing, it's a good thing from a moral standpoint. Now, that being said, let's go over the belts and talk about the specifics of what I'm proposing. Okay, so here's the Constitution, we're calling it. North American Arm Wrestling Guild, that's the organization I'm going to start that kind of keeps track of all the black belts, and probably red belts. There will be a website. White belt is someone who understands safety on the table and is able to keep themselves out of dangerous background positions. This is most people after a month of arm wrestling, right? Get their white belt. Yellow belt has placed top 3 in one amateur tournament and is able to pull semi-effectively in one way. That just means that they have a firm understanding of like how to hook or how to top roll, and they've placed top 3 in an amateur tournament. Purple belt has placed gold in one amateur tournament and is able to pull semi-effectively in 2 or more ways. So the purple belt has won an amateur tournament. They also have the ability to hook, and they understand how to top roll, right? They don't need to be masters. They just need to have the ability and understand what these movements mean and use them semi-effectively. A blue belt has 3 golds in amateur event or 1 gold in amateur nationals, and is semi-effective in 3 styles, i.e. top roll, hook press. Okay, so an amateur national event is something like AAA nationals or Michigan State Nationals, you know, these nationwide huge tournaments. If you can win the nationals and you have a proficient understanding of 3 styles, you're a blue belt. A green belt has placed top 3 in 1 pro event or open event and has a pet move. Okay, a pet move, a move that they are particularly strong in. Like, this is a move that you have to take seriously when they use it. For me, it's the flop. For some guys, it's like this exploding top roll. You understand what a pet move is. All the requirements of the belts before still need to be present. You still need to be able to pull in a hook. You still need to be able to top roll. It's just you have a move that is better than the others. Red belt has won 1 gold in open or pro event, has won a super match against another red belt or higher, has a pet move, and is effective in most other styles, i.e. top roll, hook, press, etc. Okay, so the red belt is where it starts to get kind of serious. The red belt, you also get your instructor patch. You are recognized as being good enough to teach people to arm wrestle safely and effectively. Black belt has won gold in 3 pro level events, or 1 gold in a national level event, i.e. Michigan State, has a pet move, and is highly effective in all other styles. Top roll, hook, press, etc. Your black belts, you get your instructor patch, obviously, and you get your black belt club patch. All of which will be worn just above the shoulder. Black belt is really where your high-level guys come in, right? If you get a gold gorilla at Michigan State, you are a hardcore dude that ain't nothing to fuck with. You have dedicated some years to this fucking game, and that makes you a fucking black belt. The belt ranking from here on is, it starts to get into some pretty intense stuff. And there will be guys in the sport that spend their whole life in the sport and never achieve these goals, right? Second degree black belt has placed top 10 in a world level event or won 5 super matches against black belt or higher rank. It's pretty self-explanatory. Third degree has placed top 3 in world level event. What is a world level event? We're talking about like Zloty. We're talking about top 8. We're talking about WF Worlds, WAL finals, like the super match tournament. These are world level events, right? And a fourth degree is someone who has mastered the art of arm wrestling. They have won a gold in a world level event. That is currently the highest rank because I think it's the most important achievement in our sport. If you can win first place in a world level tournament, you are without a doubt a master of our little mini martial art here, right? Okay, guys, like I said, the North American Arm Wrestling Guild, it's something I'm starting. I'm going to keep track of every red belt, every black belt, and beyond on the website. The website will be up in about a month. Also, like I told you, I don't want to make a fucking penny off this. I want to implement this so that one day when I'm good enough, right now according to the ranking system, I am a red belt. One day when I'm good enough and get black belt, I can open a school. That is my goal, right? To be able to make a living teaching this thing that I love. And there are guys out there who could start teaching right now, right? There's going to be people who are like, you shouldn't charge to train arm wrestling. And I think that's beautiful. But if you spend 40 or more hours a week on arm wrestling, and I think I do, I know that guys like Paul Lynn do, that's a full-time job, man. You should be able to make money. You should be able to put food on your table with this thing that you're passionate about. And if we implement the system, you can. You can open dojos, you can advertise, you can live off of your passion. And I think that that's super fucking cool. All you gotta do is message me on Facebook or email me. My email will be down below. I'll get everything you need to you, absolutely free of charge. I'll give you links as to where you can get your chevrons, your instructor badges, and your black belt club badges. Red belts and black belts, if they're not on that website, are not real. I will personally be registering every single red belt and black belt that comes along. They're gonna have to provide proof. I probably already know who they are, but if I don't, they'll have to provide proof. Video evidence, and I'll contact tournament promoters, the whole deal. I plan to keep this as legit and on board as I can, as I possibly can. Anyway, guys, that's where we're at right now. I think it's a really cool idea. I hope it works, because we need something like this. We need to be able to start living off of this thing and growing this thing that we're all passionate about, right? So that's where we're at. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching as always. I'm Wes Björnsson. This is The Grip, and I hope to catch you next time.